The rain hammered against the windows of our Portland home, mirroring the storm raging inside me. Barnaby, a 44-year-old architect, had always prided myself on my ability to build, to create solid structures that could withstand anything. But the foundation of my own life, my marriage to Valencia, was crumbling before my eyes. It started subtly, almost imperceptibly. Valencia, a vibrant and successful marketing executive, began working later hours. Dinners were missed, excuses were plentiful, and the warmth that had once defined our relationship began to cool. I chalked it up to the pressures of her job, offering her support and understanding, blissfully unaware of the chasm that was growing between us. One evening, while Valencia was supposedly at a conference in Seattle, I decided to surprise her with a clean car. Her usual parking spot in the garage was empty, confirming she was indeed away. As I rummaged through the glove compartment for the registration, I found a receipt from a small Italian restaurant, Bella Notte, dated for that very night. The location, right here in Portland. A cold dread washed over me. I tried to rationalize it. Maybe it was an old receipt. Maybe she had lunched there before leaving. But deep down, a sickening feeling began to take root. I decided to drive by the restaurant. It was a long shot, but I needed to know. As I pulled up across the street, I saw her. Valencia, radiant and laughing, sitting at a table bathed in the warm glow of candlelight. And she wasn't alone. Across from her sat a man I'd never seen before, his hand resting casually on hers. My world tilted on its axis. For a moment I was paralyzed, unable to move, unable to breathe. Then a surge of anger unlike anything I had ever felt coursed through me. I wanted to storm in there, confront them both, tear their world apart. But something stopped me. A strange sense of detachment, as if I were watching a movie, took over. Instead, I drove home, the rain blurring my vision, the image of Valencia and her companion seared into my mind. I spent the rest of the night in a daze, replaying every moment of our marriage, searching for clues I had missed, for signs I had ignored. The next morning, Valencia returned, full of apologies for being exhausted and heading straight to bed. I watched her, my heart aching with a pain I couldn't describe. I knew I couldn't pretend any longer. I had to confront her. "Valencia," I said, my voice trembling slightly. "I know about Bella Notte." Her face paled. For a moment she tried to deny it, stammering about a business dinner, a client she had to impress. But I cut her off. "I saw you, Valencia. I saw you with him." The truth came pouring out then, a torrent of confessions and half-truths. His name was Kendrick, a colleague from her firm. It had started as a harmless flirtation, she claimed, but had quickly escalated into something more. She swore she loved me, that it was a mistake, that she would end it immediately. I listened in stunned silence, the weight of her betrayal crushing me. I wanted to scream, to shout, to unleash the fury that was building inside me. But all I could do was ask, why? Her answer was a jumble of vague excuses, feeling neglected, feeling unappreciated, feeling like we had grown apart. None of it made sense. We had our problems, sure, but nothing that warranted this level of deception. I told her to leave. I couldn't bear to look at her, to breathe the same air as her. She begged me to reconsider, promising to do anything to win me back. But the trust was broken, shattered beyond repair. I couldn't forgive her. Not now, maybe not ever. After she left, I felt an emptiness that threatened to consume me. Our house, once filled with laughter and love, now echoed with silence and regret. I spent the next few weeks in a haze, barely eating, barely sleeping, haunted by the image of Valencia and Kendrick at that restaurant. I confided in my closest friend, Thuron, a landscape architect who had always been a voice of reason and support. He listened patiently, offering words of comfort and advice. "Barnaby, you deserve better than this," he said. "Don't let her define you. Focus on yourself, on your work, on the things that make you happy." His words resonated with me. I knew he was right. I couldn't let Valencia's betrayal destroy me. I had to pick myself up, dust myself off, and start again. I threw myself into my work, designing new buildings, creating new spaces, finding solace in the familiar rhythm of my craft. I started exercising again, running along the Willamette River, feeling the burn in my muscles, the wind in my hair. One day, Thuron suggested I see a private investigator. I was hesitant at first, unsure if I wanted to delve deeper into Valencia's affair. But Thuron convinced me that it was necessary, that I deserved to know the full truth. I hired a woman named Elowen, a sharp, no-nonsense investigator who specialized in infidelity cases. She was discreet and professional, promising to uncover everything without causing unnecessary drama. Elowen got to work immediately, and within a few days, she had compiled a detailed report on Valencia and Kendrick. The report confirmed my worst fears. Their affair had been going on for months, far longer than Valencia had admitted. They had taken weekend trips together, exchanged countless emails and texts, and even discussed leaving their spouses. But the report also revealed something else, something far more disturbing. It turned out that Kendrick was not just a colleague, he was also married. And not just married, but married to someone I knew, Jacinthe, a talented interior designer who had worked on several of my projects. I was stunned. Jacinthe was a kind, gentle woman, and the thought of her being betrayed in such a callous way filled me with anger and compassion. I decided I had to tell her. It was a difficult decision, but I couldn't live with myself knowing that she was being deceived. I called Jacinthe and asked her to meet me for coffee. She seemed surprised but agreed. As we sat down at a small cafe, I struggled to find the right words. I didn't want to hurt her, but I knew I couldn't sugarcoat the truth. "Jacinthe," I said, "I have something to tell you, and it's not going to be easy to hear." I told her everything about Valencia's affair, about Kendrick, about the report I had received from Elowen. She listened in stunned silence, her face growing paler with each word. When I finished, she was trembling, tears streaming down her face. She couldn't believe it. She had trusted Kendrick completely, never suspecting that he was capable of such betrayal. I offered her my support, telling her that I understood what she was going through, that she wasn't alone. We talked for hours, sharing our stories of heartbreak and betrayal. In the days that followed, Jacinthe and I grew closer, finding solace in our shared pain. We helped each other navigate the emotional minefield of divorce, offering encouragement and understanding. As we spent more time together, I began to see Jacinthe in a new light. She was strong, intelligent, and compassionate, with a quiet strength that I admired. I found myself drawn to her warmth and her genuine kindness. One evening, as we were walking along the riverfront, I stopped and turned to face her. "Jacinthe," I said, "I know this might be too soon, but I have to tell you how I feel. I've grown to care about you deeply. You've been such a source of strength and support for me, and I can't imagine my life without you." She looked at me, her eyes filled with emotion. "Barnaby," she said, "I feel the same way. I never thought I could love again after what happened with Kendrick, but you've shown me that it's possible." We embraced, our pain slowly giving way to hope. We knew that the road ahead wouldn't be easy, but we were ready to face it together. Valencia, meanwhile, had moved in with Kendrick, only to discover that he was not the man she thought he was. He was controlling and manipulative, and their relationship quickly deteriorated. She realized that she had made a terrible mistake, throwing away a loving marriage for a fleeting affair. One day she called me, begging me to take her back. She was miserable, she said, and she missed me terribly. I listened politely, but my heart remained unmoved. I had moved on, found happiness with someone else. I wished her well, but I made it clear that there was no going back. In the end, I found love and happiness in the most unexpected place, with someone who understood my pain and shared my dreams. I learned that betrayal can be a catalyst for change, that it can lead you down unexpected paths and ultimately bring you to a place of greater strength and fulfillment. The rain still falls in Portland, but now, when I look out the window, I see not a storm, but a rainbow, a symbol of hope and new beginnings. Life is a journey, full of unexpected twists and turns. Sometimes, the most painful experiences can lead to the greatest blessings. If you're going through a similar situation, remember that you're not alone. There is hope, there is healing, and there is love waiting for you on the other side. Keep your head up, stay strong, and never give up on the possibility of a brighter future.